Mayweather's legacy for himself is to retire undefeated.
He's a great defensive fighter. People don't want to spend money watching a defensive fighter. That's the problem. Now, that's not boxing. I mean, Mayweather will not engage his opponent, and that makes a stinking fight. And if people are being asked to spend $50 to watch it on pay-per-view, I can see they would have a reluctance.
The only time that Mayweather can be in a good fight is when he's going after a fighter, when he's fighting a fighter who is fast and has aggression, thought-out aggression. That's why Mayweather gets beat by Mosley, probably gets beat by Cotto, and probably by Manny. Those are the...
Ever been in a dressing room after a fight, you know that it's not sanitized. You know that it carries God knows what germs, and if you start taking blood there, there's a risk of infection. If we went from 30, we're 24, and then he wouldn't move from 14. None of that shit mattered. 14, 24, 30, it was like, it was all the same, for Christ's sake.
But Mayweather beats Mosley, and Mosley goes along with the random testing with Pacquiao doing the same.
No.
Pacquiao considered Mayweather's demand to be bullying. He is one tough Filipino.
If Floyd Mayweather wants to fight Manny Pacquiao, he knows who to call. Period. Right, what is the issue?
The issue wasn't Manny's fear of needles. It was actually Floyd not going to permission and not asking for permission.
That's the way I framed it. With Manny, he wasn't afraid of needles. That's nonsense. It was the drawing of the blood. It's different when you're having needles and at your leisure you get a tattoo. That's different from drawing of the blood.
You think there's a take blood from him? You've given blood in hospitals. You know that the nurses sometimes can't find the vein. They keep poking and poking and poking, and by the time they get the blood out, you can't move your arm for 3 days or 4 days. And certainly if you're a world-class boxer and you can't, in the middle of training, spar, that takes away from your ability to...
Once he does, if he goes to a real promoter like Don King, this fight can get done.
The whole idea of blood testing was, in my opinion, Floyd's way to get into Manny's head and screw up Manny's concentration on the fight, and was a bullying technique on Floyd's ability.
If Mayweather wins against either of these guys, he's just a problem and a head case, and it'd be very, very difficult to put a match together.
We never saw a contract. Was the contract that he signed when we had no negotiations, that he said we had no negotiations? Recently, as recent as this week, legitimate people from Singapore offered Mayweather $65 million to fight Manny Pacquiao, and he turned it down.
Do you think a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight would be entertaining, or would Mayweather run like a
He would
default?
beat the crap out of Mayweather. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And the guy who knows that best is a real student of boxing named Floyd Mayweather Jr. But even if he does Mayweather beat the criminal justice system in Nevada? That's the issue. Who knows if Mayweather's going to be around next year? As far as blood testing, urine testing, that's no longer, that hasn't been an issue for a year and a half.
I heard Manny express several times he's ready.
Yeah, sure, we've been ready for a year.
The biggest news on the internet right now is Mayweather Pacquiao May 5th. What is your reaction?
It's just nonsense. You know, those aren't serious people, you know, making an announcement with a date, with a site, not consulting anybody. We don't take it seriously.
No, they wanted, so they cut us off from getting May 5, but we don't need May 5 because we ain't fighting a Spanish guy next. But they want May 5 because they're fighting Morales.
The only reason I feel that the fight won't happen is an economic problem. Let me explain. Everybody agrees that the proceeds from the fight will be divided 50-50. 50 to Pacquiao's camp and 50 to Mayweather's camp. Now let's look on the Mayweather side. Mayweather has no promoter.
Anyway, but those are, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I'm just throwing that thing out.
Pacquiao has a style like I've never seen before. And that style is he disappears in plain sight.
But the name of the street, scalding hot lava on the soles of your feet, girl. Nothing changes for you but the name of the street. Stop running, what you running from? 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 Forrest Gump, 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 Forrest Gump. ILOVEU to death, my girl, my friend, till the end of the day. But I can't stand lies, they pierce my ears, my fears for you burn at my day. Resume reads, don't hurt, don't bleed, you can feed, but you can't get keyed around him. Fountain, shooting out toxins on my jeans. You wanna get clean, but you don't wanna take a look on the deepest levels. The devil's accomplice lurks in a conscious state you cannot relate to, can't escape, cause you think you cannot make it when I think you really will. All depends on whether you're willing to express how you really feel. Girl, I LOVEU to death, but I will not sacrifice my life, my nights, my days, my ways will change, cause I'm always in the mood to fight for what I have gained back. No longer laying on the train tracks. This brains in a battle, but I came with a paddle to claim that prize. Running, what you running from? Stop running, what you running from? Stop running, what you running from? Stop running, what you running from? Forrest Gump, 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 Forrest Gump.
Now check out the wicked inspiration, John Wicked.
The corner, man! There's no way out!
There's always a way out.